I tell people to keep their chlorine within the recommended standards of 1 to 5 parts. That should be adequate for any environment. If you get that level above 7 or 8 parts in the body of water, there is the potential for it to degrade the effectiveness of the enzyme or the CV-600 or 700. If you are going to add chlorine to your pool, try to space them out as far as you can so that you don't get past that 7 or 8 parts per million threshold in the body of water. The purge dose is 1 quart or 32 ounces per 10,000 gallons of water. The maintenance dose for a residential pool is 5 ounces per 10,000 gallons on a weekly basis during the swim season. Now during the fall and spring, you will taper those down to maybe once every other week. And then during the winter time, when the temperature drops below 60 degrees, I would say maybe once a month if it's even needed at that point in time. The pools that I recommend that you use the CV-600 or 700 in would be high bather load pools. If you're a commercial pool, for sure. If you have a lot of vegetation around your pool that falls in if a windstorm comes through or a rainstorm, it can put a lot of that into the body of water. The next application would definitely be if you have a bunch of kids and you use a lot of hairspray, sunscreen, lotion, things like that that have an impact on sanitizer demand. Those are the type of environments that would really benefit from having CV-600 or CV-700 in the water. No, the CV-600 will actually clean your filters and make them more efficient and break some of the gumminess that can occur, whether it be cartridges or DE or sand filters. It will break the gumminess apart and you'll get better flow through the filter. Depends on how much you add. There is a little bit of phosphate remover in the CV-700, so depending on how much you add, it clouds the water up, which that particulate can have an impact on your filter loading. So just be mindful, keep an eye on your filter pressure, and backwash or clean if necessary. The CV-600 is definitely recommended for any commercial type application where you want to control the amount of clouding that occurs in the body of water, which is why you can add the PR10000 phosphate remover concentrate separately from the CV-600, and therefore you get the best of both worlds. Now, a residential homeowner, you can choose either one. If you want to use the CV-700 as a maintenance product to help control your phosphorus and get the organic, non-living organic digestion from the enzyme, that's a great product to use. But really, the CV-600 and the addition of the PR10000 separately is a good combination for either a commercial pool or a residential pool. Unfortunately, you cannot test for enzymes in the body of water. In determining how much you need to add, it really depends on how you view the water. If it's a little dull, a little murky, it doesn't quite have the pop that you're looking for, you might need to increase your maintenance dose. If you get a little bit of foaming and you have plenty of clarity, but after a week you still get a little bit of small sudsy bubbles on the surface, maybe you need to cut your dose back during that time frame. When the water temperature gets colder, there's more of a tendency for the enzyme, either CV-600 or 700, to foam more. So be aware that as the temperatures drop, you do not need to stay on your normal maintenance dose and adjust accordingly, whether it be once every other week or once every 3 weeks, so that you don't over apply the enzyme to the water when the temperatures are falling. The CV-600 and CV-700 are both NSF ANSI Standard 50 and Standard 60 certified as non-toxic, non-hazardous. So you do not need to wait any amount of time before you go swimming in that body of water.